Na rare moment for Naija political history when two big political parties, the All Progressive Congress (APC) and the People's Democratic Party (PDP), drop their differences put for one side just to honor one man wey in life show loyalty, humility and service to im people, Chief Mike Oghiadomhe, as he celebrates im glorious 70th birthday. For Edo State corridor of power reach the highest seat for Naija, Chief Oghiadomhe waka faithfully, first as Deputy Governor under Chief Lucky Igbenedion, later as Chief of Staff to Presido Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Im journey don show say politics at its best no be about division but na about nation building and loyalty to progress. Plenty big people gather for the event from different political sides, traditional rulers, public service and society. Among them na Edo State Governor Senator Mike Oghiadomhe, wey im deputy Right Honourable Dennis Idahosa represent, former Naija Presido Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, former Edo State Governor and Senator wey dey represent Edo North Senator Adams Oshiomhole, PDP governorship candidate for 2024 Barrister Aswem Ighodalo with im deputy Osadion Oge Esquire, former Edo State Governor Professor Osareme Osumbo, elder statesman Chief Tom Ehime, former Deputy Governor Dr. Pius Odubu, Edo State House of Assembly Speaker Right Honourable Blessing Agbebaku with im members, representative from the Royal Palace of His Royal Majesty Omonoba Nedo Kwakpolokpolo Oba Eware II, former Edo State Governor Chief Lucky Igbenedion, plus many traditional rulers, religious leaders, captains of industry, political associates and well-wishers. As Goodwill messages dey flow, Governor Mike Oghiadomhe through im deputy Right Honourable Dennis Idahosa and former Presido Dr. Goodluck Jonathan come salute the celebrant and come yarn say im loyalty and faithfulness to leaders and im people no get rival. They come still talk say,
here to flag off this ceremony to celebrate Mike at 70. Sometimes when you see you are going for somebody's 70th birthday, you get worried. Because the Bible has some kind of stories about 70 years. Because if you read Psalm 90 verse 10, it talks about 70 and 10. That means that when you reach 70, you should be prepared to be buried. So when you are going for 70th birthday, it's always difficult. What will you say now? Because the man by the biblical standard is supposed to be waiting to die. But luckily, the Bible itself, if you go to Genesis chapter 6, verse 3, it talks about 120 years, that we can live for 120 years. So Mike still have another 50 years to live, minimum. So we thank God that the Bible is a book that balances everything, and that we're supposed not to die at 70, we can live up to 120 years. We thank God for Mike. If you look at the way I appear, I normally don't appear this way in ceremonies. I used to wear a full traditional dress. But I decided to appear like my friend from Access Bank this way, because to remind me of our days as a deputy governor, as deputy governor, because even my picture that he used for the program is the picture I took when I was a deputy governor. So he selected that picture when I was there. So if you look at that face, it's much younger than my current face. But Mike is somebody that is difficult for me to place. As a human being from my primary school to the tertiary level and gotten involved in politics by divine providence from deputy governor to the president of this country, post-presidency up today. It's one of the few friends I have that can give out their neck for me. Politics in the Nigerian standard is about betrayal. You find it difficult to see somebody who will say the same thing in the morning and say the same thing in the afternoon and the same thing in the evening. I have witnessed a lot of betrayals, especially my 2015 elections. And Mike is somebody who, I have one or two other friends, but Mike is one person that will take a bullet on my behalf. So for occasion like this, I don't know how comment, other people should speak. But for me, is somebody that you can take his word to the bank. You can take Mike's words to Access Bank. I'm saying the owner of Access Bank here. Most politicians, you cannot take their words to the bank. They will tell you something, the next 1 hour they are saying another thing. The next 1 hour they are saying another thing. Mike, you have tried, you are a honest person, you are a true Catholic. And I'm quite pleased to associate with you. In fact, whenever I come to Benin for programs, I used to sleep in his, I don't even stay in hotel. Though this time around, because the children, grandchildren, everybody came, so I said, okay, please, let the children and grandchildren take the house, I'm in the hotel. But that's how close we are. Mike has been a good person, and for us to have the current Chief Justice of the state and about 3 former Chief Justices of the state here speaks volume. For us to have 3 former governors here speaks volume. And the caliber of people we see around here to celebrate Mike speaks volume. I'm happy to have such a person as a friend, and I cannot say much, but all what I will do is like my good friend Oshiomhole Godalo is here, who would have been a good governor of Edo State, but don't worry. Eh? God has a reason for everything. Yes. And the deputy governor is here, so don't worry. God has a good a reason for everything. Edo State is also, it's like my second state after Bayelsa because of Mike. Ordinarily, my wife is, I'm from Bayelsa, my wife is from River State. And I grew up in the old River State until Bayelsa State was created in 1996, and because I became a deputy governor in 1999. But those states is almost like my second state because of the relationship I have with Mike Oghiadomhe. Mike, thank you for being a good boy. Not just a good boy, you're a good husband and a good father and a good grandfather. Because there's nothing about the family that you don't brief me. And I'm quite pleased with that. So let me, as the chairman of this occasion, while declaring the program open, thank all of you for coming to celebrate somebody that's worthy to be celebrated.
I want to thank the celebrant, because few months ago, I had the privilege of coming very close to him. And I want to thank you for the standard you set when you were the deputy governor of Edo State. The office of a deputy governor is not an easy job, but you've upheld that standard when you were there, and we are learning from you. I have been in constant communication with my predecessor, His Excellency Mike Oghiadomhe. Thank you very much, sir, for what you have done so far, for all the advices and support that you have given to me as your younger brother. His Excellency Mike Oghiadomhe kept a very good relationship with his principals. First, as a deputy governor, based on that, based on his relationship, based on what I saw on that paper that they put together, he said he exhibited uncommon loyalty to his principal. So, sir, we are learning from you. We thank you, and by the grace of God, God will continue to uphold you. On behalf of my principal and the amazing people of Edo State, I want to wish you happy birthday. I want to pray that God will continue to protect you, guide you, and direct you. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
For his own Goodwill message, Senator Adams Oshiomhole con hail Dr. Goodluck Jonathan for always preaching say election not be war. A come talk say politics suppose dey about how you take manage people and resources with wisdom, and say that's now wetin Chief Oghiadomhe life don prove.
I am happy with what the statement made by Deputy Governor Dennis, that the work of a Deputy Governor is very difficult. But I think Governor Lucky Benigno made it so easy for Mike Oghiadomhe. Because like you said, sir, you trusted him with everything. And I want to reveal to you, he managed everything in every material particular. And he sometimes did it so ruthlessly that you wonder if he left anything by the time you arrived. And you know, governance is not only about managing resources. It's also managing people. They are the most important resources. And I know that he's getting himself engaged. Oghiadomhe, I'm not going to say what I shouldn't say. I will apply break. Because like people said, I think the Enugu governor, deputy governor almost gave it out. But I will close it. That your wife deserves commendation to manage a social militant. A social militant of no means repute. He was a navigator. And when he got to Abuja, it was even completely deregulated. So there were occasions I was a bit afraid for Madam. But I can see that you knew where to apply the brakes. And you are now on the 70th floor. I'm told the president has said you will do 120. I, as a senator, I adopt the motion, and I just want to put it to the House. Those in favor that Mike Oghiadomhe should leave up to 120 so that he can go into service only. Louisa, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. No, those who say nay means that you should continue with the old habit. Those who say aye means only one man, you know in my language, Akadi Kishani. So the tradition is that as a Catholic, in our area we were told that once you get married, you marry one wife, you throw away all juju, only one wife. So from 70th floor, you can no longer try near the window because it will be dangerous. Very dangerous. So I wish you many more happy returns. I told the Honorable Minister it was difficult for me, but every day I woke up, I will see a reminder. So you didn't leave room for anyone to forget. And I think Professor Oshiomhole or someone who spoke earlier made the point that you must feel fulfilled that on this day, virtually all the former deputy governors across political divides are here. Whether they have decamp or didn't decamp, they are here. Whether they carry umbrella, they carry broom, they carry funny other colors, they are here. It shows that you can navigate across Nigeria extremely turbulent political waters. May God continue to give you that wisdom to do that. And sir, President Jonathan, you know, when I gossip with Mike, as I often do, and I try to sweep him into our system, he will say, Adam, but you know, my bond with my boss is non-negotiable. He will always stand by President Jonathan, whatever it is. I can tell you, like someone said, I think the MC said it's like a joke, but it is true. To have a subordinate who bond with you very well in office and continue to bond with you even out of office to defend anything that he knew and even the one he doesn't know. Those kind of people are not. There are not too many in our Nigerian political space. So I think it speaks to character, it speaks to upbringing. It also speaks to the fact that it's enjoying the advice of a mother like Macron. You know, if you have a good wife, it can give you the wisdom that is far ahead of your age. When you are doing that 120th birthday that has been adopted, I plead for invitation and I would like to come. Even if I will not be able to carry microphone, I want to come and drink. You know, I went to steal a drink, a glass of wine. I did it on purpose from Aswe. I was going to see whether he will allow me to take it or he will fight it. I told him, I said, watch, if there's any struggle, come to my aid. And before I approach Aswe, he already offered the glass with it. I'll take it. I said, thank you so much. As you can see, I have taken it to my nourishment and at your expense. So, Madam Louisa, congratulations. Okakagwe, congratulations. Mr. President, these are my final comments. Knowing how challenging this environment is, for you to take time to come to Benin to celebrate with your chief of staff, again, it shows that loyalty begets loyalty. And may God continue to use you as an example of a man who can find peace in office and even more peace out of office and command even more respect when he's not even in office. May God grant you longevity. May you remain a symbol of national unity and a voice that translates the essence of the Nigerian statesman. God bless you, sir.
Chief Lucky Igbenedion, a representative from Oba Ewari, the Second Royal Palace, also praised Chief Oghiadomhe loyalty and service as them they give their own goodwill messages.
On behalf of His Royal Majesty, Omonoba Nedo, Gov Okpebholo, Oba Ewari II, New Gidiga, and the Royal Palace of the Benin Kingdom, we have the permission of His Royal Majesty to express these best wishes to one of the sons of the palace, Chief Mike Oghiadomhe. I'm sure those seated at the front row, when they were watching the short video that was presented, you come to realize that Chief Mike Oghiadomhe is one of the privileged nobles of the great Benin Kingdom. His Royal Majesty of Ewari has presented him royal beads, and for that he has remained one of the most trusted and loyal subjects of the Benin Palace. His Majesty wishes him good health, long life, and more time for him to enjoy the huge resources that he has amassed for himself. And we hope that he will keep faith with all that he has done in the past towards reverence to the Palace of the Oba of Benin. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of His Royal Majesty, we give you the special greetings of the Benin Palace. Egwato Mike Oghiadomhe, Egwawesi Omogu, Oba Adokpe is
Today is for Mike Oghiadomhe, my deputy. But I want to borrow a name from our former president, President Jonathan, when he said, when he was asked to go and represent my former colleague, a member of the class of 99, Governor Okpebholo, and by the time he got to where Senator Sumbo had made his, he was asked to come and represent or make a committee. By the time he, the deputy governor then, finished making his submission, Senator Osumbo said he's not going to longer read the speech. So would you have permitted me not to longer read my own speech too? But joke aside, all the good things Mike knows, I taught him. All the bad things he knows, Oshiomhole taught him. great pleasure actually working with Mike for 8 years. I believe I was one of the few governors then that when I travel, I always gave Mike full authority to act as deputy governor. Not because I did not feel the need to ensure that he does the right thing, but because I also had confidence in myself and I trusted him immensely. Mike is somebody you can turn your back to. When he says with you, he's fully with you. When he says for you, it's for you. So he's competent, he's dynamic, and above all, they say behind every successful man, there's a woman. Louisa has been the pillar behind Mike's successes. Louisa is a very stable woman, a prayerful woman, and a mother, not only to her children and her grandchildren, she's even Mike's mother. Because she ensures that he eats well and he does the right thing at the right time. Now that Mike has climbed up to the 7th chair floor, all I can wish you is greater happiness, peace of mind, peace in your mind, peace at home. Because once you have peace, you will have prosperity and you will have long life. Our president said he's going to live to 120 years. May all of us say amen to that. I invite all of you to keep on enjoying your evening, and God bless you all. Thank you very much.
The Celebrant chief Mike Oghiadomhe for in response contact everybody wey come celebrate with him, and also yarn say he go always support good governance no matter the political party.
As a matter of fact, I'm humbled. I'm overwhelmed by the attendance that is here today. It's not me that is good. It's you. You are the good people who want to carry along your own. Like somebody has mentioned here, all the parties, political parties, they are here. I believe in good governance. I believe in something that will touch the people. I believe in constructive engagement. So, whether you belong to Labour Party or APC or CPC or PDP, if at a particular time, your character, your kind of person, your ability is what will be best suited for the people. Because governance is about the people. It's not about the leaders arrogating ownership of institutions to themselves. It's about the people, delivering to the people. Mike Oghiadomhe will support you. Incidentally, you also know that my brother, my boss, my best friend, President Goodwill Jonathan, exhibits the same. Oshiomhole, you are a witness and you're a beneficiary of that. There was a time the president saw you were in ACN or whatever. He saw that it was good for Edo State to continue to have you. So in spite of all the forces against you, he supported you, and that was it. So we tend to have a congruence of interest about what politics should be, what governance should be. I don't know if the Deputy Governor is still there. Is the Deputy Governor there? Your Excellency, Deputy Governor, you know, the other day you were doing Thanksgiving I did advise you about what you should always do to make sure that you uphold the dignity of that office, and as well to deliver dividends to the people. I will continue to counsel you. You are the #1 advisor of the governor. If the governor does well, you have done well. If the governor doesn't do well, you have not done well. You cannot, it's one ticket, you cannot dissociate yourself. I will advise you, whatever you want to do in government, ask yourself first, what is the implication of what we are trying to do now, small or big, to the average Edo person? Is it to the interest of Edo people? Is it to the benefit of Edo people? Is it profitable to Edo people? Once you can answer that question, you see you'll be a good manager and you'll be a good advisor. Like I said, I'm humbled by your presence. All I can say this evening is to thank you all for honoring me. And I'll call on God and pray that God Himself will always honor each and every one of you.
For closing remarks, former President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan called Chief Mike Oghiadomhe a man of a common loyalty, humility and service to Nigeria. A constant talk say,
let me go back in the 80s. In the 80s, because there are senior lawyers here, both the bench and the bar. And I was just a young person who just finished my master's degree, and because of some community problems, we were going to one high court in Degema in River State. And there's something that came up. One witness talks about what he believed. And the two lawyers raised all kinds of issues. What is different between what you believe and what you know? And the judge said, okay, let us adjourn this case for 3 weeks. Come back so that you can address the court the difference between what you know and what you believe. Then one of the lawyers said, my lord, I don't need to come back in 3 weeks. It's crystal clear the difference between what you know and what you believe. I said that, look, we are Christians, we are believers. We believe in the triumphal entry because we read that from the Bible. But if you go and wake up Peter, John, that they will say, I knew about the triumphal entry because I walked majestically with the Lord. So what you believe is different from what you know. So to conclude this ceremony, let me also go back to the scriptures to talk about my relationship with Mike Oghiadomhe. If you go to the book of Matthew chapter 3 verse 17, during the baptism of Christ, it said that this is my beloved son in whom I believe. Then if you go to Acts 13:22, it talks about David as somebody that God Himself said that this is the person after my own heart. These two passages can reflect the relationship between me and Mike Oghiadomhe. And to conclude, let me say that the little successes I made as a president was sometimes when we were talking about when I was in office, I used to ask, was I in office for such a long period? It was just 5 years, 2010 to 2015. Those who want to be negative, like sometimes Oshiomhole will want, they will make it look as if I was in office for 200 years. But the little successes we made have to give the 80% success to Mike Oghiadomhe. He's somebody who were deputy governors together, is somebody I studied and somebody I believed in. And by divine providence, when I moved to Abuja to be the vice president of this country, I recommended Mike Oghiadomhe to be the minister from Edo State. Maybe some people didn't know that. I wanted him to be the minister from Edo State. But no, we had a leader then, Chief Tony Anini. Tony Anini had a different person. And of course, my boss then, late Yaradua, can never take from the vice president. He has to take from the leader. And because I also expected that, so I did not appoint the chief of staff until I wanted to be sure that the issue of ministers have been sorted out. And when we couldn't secure that, I said, Mike, please, just come and be with me as my chief of staff. And that's how Mike came to stay with me as the vice president, my chief of staff from vice president until we move on to become president because of the circumstances. Luckily, we won the first election, but the second one, Oshiomhole refused. The second one. So the little success we made is the office of the chief of staff to the president has so many people that tell you I'm senior civil assistant to the president. Sometimes the president don't even know them. They actually work with the chief of staff. For every letter that comes to the office of the president, it must go through the office of the chief of staff. And a specialist must look through and make a recommendation to the chief of staff, who will summarize it to the president. And when I was in office, I hardly sleep for 3 hours. Because for every sensitive thing, I must go through the file. And I can tell you that there's nothing that Oghiadomhe brought to me that I saw a personal interest in. That's the most about Oghiadomhe. He was focused on the national interest, the interest of the country, not what he will gain from it, or somebody around him gain from it. So today, celebrating 70 years, I have to thank all of you that have come here to celebrate my friend. He's my friend, he's my man. I thank you all.
The celebration ended as Chief Mike Oghiadomhe with family, friends and political class cut in 70th birthday cake, a symbol of life well lived and legacy wey still dey unfold. Make una no forget say, as we see am, na so we dey talk am. We no dey take blame. Ekata Ojesele, TMC News.